welcome to my MTG tutorial. Today we'll be talking about the basic format and understanding of Magic the Gathering. One of the key fundamentals of Magic the Gathering is lands. Lands, like this mountain here, are used for casting spells of the same color. Creatures, like these, are one of the other basic building blocks of Magic the Gathering. Enchantments and spells like these are used in combat tricks and other ways to win the fight. Let's start with a basic round of Magic. The basic duel in Magic the Gathering begins with shuffling your deck and deciding who goes first. Players decide who goes first by either rolling two six-sided die, playing rock, paper, scissors, whatever's necessary to decide. After that, the player who wins decides if he's going first or on the draw. If he decides he's going first, he must then decide to keep his hand, blah 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 from there on out. The reason I'm power shuffling the way I am is in order to randomize without any chance of me interfering with what cards are going where. It's important because in Magic, stacking the deck is one of the most concerned things in a tournament setting. Thus, I do a randomized order that I cannot control. Now that my cards are sufficiently randomized, I will put them together in whatever order I seem fit. The whole point of doing them face down is so that I do not know what cards to wear, and thus my opponent does not feel I am cheating. It's important in this stage to not mess up and flip over any cards, because then you have to restart the whole process. Due to the fact that any knowledge on where a card could be in your deck is important in the match ahead. Now that all the pre-duel shenanigans are done, I will draw 7 cards and decide if I want to keep the hand. It's important when looking at your cards to consider if you can even cast any of the spells located in your hand. When looking at the hand ahead, I need to make sure I have an equal balance of lands, creatures, and instants or sorceries to be able to keep up with the fight. I need to be able to handle any situation that's presented to me. When looking at the 7 cards I drew, I find a quick issue. 1, I have no turn 1 play. 2, I will not be able to play a creature until turn 3. And 3, my lands aren't exactly what I need them to be. So, I would mulligan this hand down to 6 and try again. When you mulligan, you make sure to shuffle your cards again to make sure that these cards that you had in your hand do not end up in a spot that you know or control. It's essential to do this to get rid of any chance of cheating. Try 6 cards this time and see if it's a little better. When looking at this hand, I seem to find a way better card than last time. On turn 1, I'll have a creature play. On turn 2, I have the option between a sorcery and another creature. This allows for me to continuously keep up the tempo of my deck without giving out anything to the opponent. Alright, now let's play the hand out. First off, I will play a land, mountain, to start off. Using the mountain to cast my first creature, I will cast a Lava Step Rider by tapping the land to the right or left and placing the creature down, like so. When I place the Lava Step Rider, it cannot attack on its first turn due to Summoning Sickness. Summoning Sickness means that whenever a creature is casted, it has to wait a whole turn before it is able to attack. After that, my turn 1 would be complete, and I would wait for the other opponent to respond on their turn. Assuming my opponent does not attack or destroy my creature, I would begin the next phase with my board state like this. I would untap, then I would go to my upkeep, which I have no phases or anything effects in my upkeep, and then I would draw. After drawing, I have the chance to go into my first main phase. This allows for me to put down land, cast creatures, or sorcery spells. When looking at my hand, I decide to place another forest down to mix up my land supply. I will use the forest and the mountain by tapping them to the right to cast Rot Shambler for 2. When understanding how to cast something, you must first understand its mana cost. When looking at Rot Shambler, you'll find that it has a 1 listed next to a forest. The 1 stands for any colorless mana can be used to cast it, and the forest stands for a forest must be used to cast it. Now that we've knocked the basics of Magic out of the way, the next tutorial will be on attacking, combat phases, and even more in-depth stuff. Hope to see you then.